Kaiguy YouTube shorts are simply terrible. For the past couple of years, short form content has taken over the internet and Kaiguy popularised it within Geometry Dash. Video formats like the world's smallest violin, impossible spam, newt newt, all this brain rot which people outside of the Geometry Dash community love watching, are what Kaiguy created his following from. Every now and again, also making Andrew Tate versus the Matrix videos which always portray the epic Sigma route as the harder, cooler one. Kaiguy was definitely left out for all this stupidity, the alpha male garbage and all the brain rot impossible spam, and deservedly so. It was quite evident that this content was mainly being viewed by people who weren't particularly engaged in the Geometry Dash community, but rather people that knew of its existence and were enthralled by the sheer difficulty of these epic Sigma levels. Definitely young children which probably had Geometry Dash on their phone, and only played the first few main levels. With his millions of viewers from outside of the general Geometry Dash community, Kaiguy, being the alpha male businessman grinder he is, ended up creating his course. He would somehow relate improving at GD with the whole alpha male motivation stuff, another plague which infests short form content. Geometry Smash is basically Kaiguy's version of Andrew Tate's course, The Real World, which supposedly makes you rich. It doesn't. The idea is that by buying into this course, you can improve at Geometry Dash and become a top player. You might be wondering if Kaiguy has beaten any difficult levels so he can give good, accurate tips to people. Yeah, he hasn't at all. He's honestly pretty bad at the game and he just asks top players for the tips that he gives. The problem with this was that he evidently targeted his content towards a specific audience, younger children. He created this goofy Sigma male propaganda in YouTube shorts, then created a course which you have to pay money for. Now, let's have a look at these groundbreaking tips Kaiguy is going to give us. Yeah, so I just finished watching through it at like 2 times speed and yeah, it's about as terrible as expected. For the first like 10 minutes he just rambles on about how following the course means you'll become a top player. Kaiguy really is just Geometry Dash Andrew Tate, isn't he? The tips which Kaiguy give are as follows. Write down goals, have fun, think like a top player, use gradual difficulty progression but mix in some jumps, attack your weakness, dude that's so cringe. Basically it means practice the hard part first. Don't give up, and control your nerves. So first of all, you can't just tell someone to have more fun. It's simply true that if you don't enjoy the game, you probably won't become a top player since you don't have the motivation to get to the top. It is a harsh reality and it's something you can't overcome. The same goes for the nerve control thing. You can't just imagine you're in a start pause, dude. It doesn't work like that. The other tips are fine, I guess, but spending money to be told this is so unbelievably useless. All of this information, and more, can be easily found on YouTube and on Twitter if you search for it. It's just so unbelievably evident that Kaiguy has absolutely zero top player experience. He has no idea how it feels to get far on a list demon. And that's shown by the fact that his tips are either simply impossible, or too simple to actually be useful to anyone. And also, tried? Dude, how much money are you being paid for this garbage? When he created this course and began to promote it to his obviously underage audience, he really did get a lot of backlash from the community. First of all, like I said, all of this information is readily available on YouTube. Both Nepesta and Aeonair both have pretty good videos on how to improve at Geometry Dash. You can honestly give someone all the information they need about improvement in a matter of minutes. It is literally just a case of practice makes perfect, and that's pretty much Kaiguy's entire course. Just saying work hard and you can do it, putting up supposedly inspirational quotes from top Geometry Dash players. There's no substantial tips because there really aren't any to give. Geometry Dash is almost entirely based on how much you practice, and that's all there really is to it. Obviously these children that the course is targeted towards would just have no idea about that. They're young and impressionable. Kaiguy exploited this fact in order to make money from what was an undeniable scam. Denny, one of the top players who participated in the scam, promoted it on his channel and encouraged children to try and convince their parents. When the community post was made on his channel, it was quickly deleted due to a large amount of backlash from the community. Just here's a tweet from WatchPiggy. This is so sad and embarrassing to see. And it's just a screenshot of the community post. You can like read it if you want, it's really just stupid. Because of the traction that this tweet got, under all of Denny's tweets from now on there would always be a comment saying, "How do I convince my parents?" or something like that just to make fun of him. Both Trick and Diamond, other top players which were involved with the scam, did defend his actions and said that it was actually the community in the wrong for making fun of him. As much as Denny is getting a lot of shit right now, he is my friend and has been for quite a while, and I won't allow him to get tagged for things I know he did not intend to do. Well, first of all, he definitely did intend to do it. Come on, you can't be saying he didn't intend to. The recent controversy about Denny has been taken too far in the sense that people are willing to send Denny death threats, hurtful comments, and go out of their way to make Denny's day worse, more than it already is. So, yeah, if you're sending people death threats over things like this, it's obviously really immature and just hateful. But I don't really see the issue with making fun of him for it. It is, honestly, the thing he's done is kind of pathetic and deserves to be mocked for it, to be honest. He also talks about how putting false titles on someone such as Scammer, and also saying stuff like, "How do I convince my parents? Regardless of what you think of Denny, he is still a person." Well, yeah, we acknowledge he's a person, but he is a scammer, and he did get children to try and convince their parents to buy a scam course. That's just the reality of it. Trick also apologised on Denny's behalf and said that it wasn't intended to be a scam. Well, if this is an apology, then Denny should be the one saying it, and so far he has said nothing about the situation, and when asked he's only doubled down on what he's done. I think if people expect to be forgiven, they should apologise for it themselves. I don't think that's a very difficult thing to ask for. I do wonder how much Kaiguy paid these people to participate in the scam, honestly. It has to have been a lot. All it was for these people was an easy way to make quick money. These generally respected top players exploited children for money at the end of the day, and the backlash they faced for doing so is honestly deserved. Thankfully though, not many people did buy into Kaiguy's course, as they are all children, and actually convincing your parents to buy something like this, as Denny advised, is very difficult. Since the whole scam did flop, Kaiguy would make the course public, and that's how I actually got the information for this video. Denny said that there was now no downside to the whole thing, saying it wasn't a scam. Kaiguy would not invest thousands of dollars into something he wanted to scam people with. Profit was one of his goals, and unfortunately didn't achieve that. Okay, he would totally invest thousands to scam people. That was his main goal, to make his invested money back plus a surplus. Denny is clearly in support of this scamming since he said it's unfortunate. It isn't, it's good that it never came to light. Denny showed absolutely zero sign of apology or anything like that. Even after all of this, he still somehow believes everything to be moral, good, and okay. Kaiguy created this whole scam, and Denny supported it. The community won't forgive them unless they come out and apologise for it. Just making your scam free doesn't make it all okay, especially when you only make it free because the scam didn't work, not because you realised it was immoral to lie to children for money. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.